So today I'm going to do a quick video on oil change on my 2014 Chevy Impala. All you're going to need is an oil pan, an oil filter, and 5 quarts of oil, 5W30, and a ratchet with a 15 millimeter socket. So let's get to it. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is going to go ahead and jack the car up so that we can get to the oil pan and the oil plug so that we can drain the oil. Now some people like to use a jack stand, which is the safe route, and I have one, but shouldn't be under there that long and shouldn't be under there that deep. So just going to go ahead and use my jack. And if something happens and the car falls on me, well, it'll make for good viewing. Get the lights up. All right, so we got the car up high enough. So I'm gonna go under there and locate the oil plug. As I said, it's about a 15 socket. And since I've done it before, it shouldn't be too tight. So it shouldn't be too hard to get it loose to go ahead and drain it. Let me try to get the camera. All right, so what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to go ahead and loosen the oil drain plug and take it off. As I said before, I do more oil all the time, so it's tight enough to hold, but not tight enough to where it's going to give me a problem taking it off, as you'll see. And after that, I'm just going to drain the oil. Oil was pretty black, as had about 12%, 15%, something like that left before it needed to be changed. So definitely was due. Feel free to speed ahead, because the next minute or so is just going to be the oil draining. All right, what you want to do after you drained all the oil is you want to make sure that you hand tighten it in order to start it. You don't want to cross thread. And then what you want to do is finish tighten it up about 1 or 2, maybe 3 turns with the wrench, and you should be all set. You don't want to tighten it too tight, because it's going to be a bitch to get it off later on, the next time you do it. All right, now that we got that all tightened up, you want to make sure that you wipe it off so that there's no oil dripping, so that way you can tell if there's a leak later on. Then what you want to do is slide your oil pan further up so that you can catch the oil from the oil pan. From the oil filter. All right, and now we're going to go to changing the oil filter. Now, some people like to change the oil filter from underneath. For me, it's easier to grab it from the top. As you can see, it's right there. So I'm not going to be able to hold the camera and take it off, but trust me, it's a lot easier to grab it from the top than to grab it from the bottom. As you see, the engine is here, and it's literally right there. All right, so I'll show you once I get it off. All right, so that's where the oil filter was. That's where it goes. It's got a little bit of oil there from when I took it off, so I'm going to wipe that off. I'm going to go ahead and replace it. As I said, it's a lot easier getting it from the top and putting it back on is just as easy. So as I said, I can't hold the camera and the phone, the phone and the filter and put it in at the same time. So I'll just have to cut it in. Be right. All right, here's the old oil filter. As you can see, the oil was pretty dirty. It was at about 12%, so definitely needed to be changed. Also, what you want to do is you want to take a little bit of oil, the old oil, and just run it around the filter, the rubber gasket on the filter, to help ensure the seal when you put it back on. It's just like a lady. You want to make sure that you lube her up before you, you know what, whatever. That might not even make it, but it might. All right, here we have the new oil filter installed and looking so fresh and so clean. All right, what I'm going to do now is go ahead and reset the oil life. It wasn't popping up because I had about 15% left, but I want to make sure that it doesn't come on. So that it's reading accurately, actually. All right, so we're going to go ahead and turn the key on. All right, and then we're going to scroll over to the info. All right, then we're going to go to the oil life, and we're going to hold down the check button until it says 100, as you can see there. It's now reset at 100. So now I'm going to start the car up and make sure that I check for leaks. I like to do it old school, where I turn it over twice, let the oil circulate a little, then I let it start. All right, I've got it running. Currently don't see any leaks, top or bottom. Get under there. As you see, got no leaks. So that will conclude this oil change. Hopefully it helped you. Any questions, let me know.